Hello, investors. Welcome to the channel where I use technical analysis to find possible swing trades. Today, we're taking a look again at General Motors Company, ticker symbol GM. This is a large cap automaker based in North America, a market cap of $45 billion. They manufacture several different brands of automobiles, trucks, under the Chevy, Buick, Cadillac, GMC, and several other brand names. And here you have General Motors annual chart. And if you've listened to this channel, you may remember that I recently made another video about General Motors. And that was here on July 10th, which I will mouse over on your screen so you can see where we were. And at that time, I put forth the idea that General Motors was perhaps in for a bit of a pullback. And the share price at the time was around $39.60, $39.65 perhaps. And it did continue to go up for 3 days after that. It made that video, as you can see. But shortly thereafter, we went into this significant decline for the last 5 or 6 weeks. And it left us where we are today, with a share price of $33.27. So I'm happy to say that I did in fact trade some bear call spreads on General Motors at that time. Now, looking at the charts and the other technical indicators, it does seem like we are at the other end of the spectrum. General Motors is below all the moving averages. The share price seems to have reached a bottom and is starting to edge its way up. Although this is, I will say, this is not a strong, powerful return to favor here. You have this doji candlestick yesterday, so that shows hesitation, and GM could, of course, fall further. But if you look back, you'll see that many of the upward bounces have come when the share price is in this range. And if we look down here at the RSI, you see it is oversold still and rising. The stochastics are oversold and rising. The volume shows quite a bit more red than green until the last 3 days. And you see this decline in red selling pressure. And finally, it's replaced with green buying pressure, which is a great sign. And you see on the MACD, MACD looks to have formed a trough and has risen for several days, and it looks like the lines are converging. Now, I know that I did go over the fundamentals the last time I covered GM, but for those who missed that video, we'll cover them briefly here. The short interest is less than 2% now. The debt is high as far as automakers go. And just glancing over these numbers, this is not concerningly high. I've seen ratios higher than 2, higher than 3. So for a company that requires large manufacturing facilities and storage facilities, this is not a concerning metric here. The PE ratio is quite low. The price to earnings ratio is lower than 85% of other companies in the industry at 4.62. And the gross margin is average at 13.69%, but the operating margin actually beats out 85% of other auto manufacturers. The operating margin is only 6.31%. So the fact that a 6.31% operating margin beats out 85% of others in the industry tells me that auto manufacturers operate on very slim margins. In any case, return on equity at 15% flat is excellent, and it is better than 84% of other companies in the industry. The growth rate is above average, greater than 61% of its peers, and the dividend is on the low side at 1.09%. You can say that it is extremely stable and protected because the payout ratio is less than 5%. So that's the one ray of sunshine in the dividend. But regardless, it does look like GM has swung the other direction. So I'm happy to say I was able to take advantage of the previous turn of events when I thought GM would swing down, and now it looks like it's ready to swing up. Perhaps I'll do some full put spreads at this point, and we'll see how they play out. But I am interested to know what you think of this swing in GM. Please tell me in the comments below. And remember, none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, and I offer these videos for education, information, and further discussion. So if you got something out of the video, I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit the like button and subscribe to help out the channel. If you enjoy this kind of content, please hit the bell notification to be alerted when new videos are posted. And if you'd like me to take a look at a particular company using the indicators I present here, mention that in the comments, and I'll try to get to it as soon as I can. That's all for today. Thanks for watching, and good luck with all your investments.